brought you all back together for one final time.
We want to make this short and sweet tonight. We will be full of laughs, tears, and happiness. Please hold today and far on your hearts forever. We would like to thank Ms. Coslino. We have it for you for everything you've done for us this year and the past 4 years.
Next are reflections with Dylan Bouchard, Orion Fournier, Max Cruz, Brooklyn Kimball, and Shane Schautzer. Shane.
Good evening. I'd like to share some reflections from my time at CPS. Pretty sure everyone who went to CPS will remember the time that Mason choked on a taco and Miss Keene had to jump over several tables to come and give him the Heimlich. Or the time that Utah Bean passed out during our Secret Santa conference, which is pretty fun. The time that everyone would trade Pokemon cards and Beyblades. The time that Adler didn't have eyebrows because he burnt them off. The time when Brooklyn broke her hand in Waldo because Austin beamed her. Feeling cool when you got one of the cushions in the library. And when Austin chipped Lydia's tooth. And that's all for me.
Remembering the clout you'd get from getting Student of the Week, when we'd get lollipops during Mr. Zedro's, the hair feather trend, I think all the girls have one. Thinking Madeline was cool because she could walk to school. Going to Angevine on the last day of school every year, when What Does the Fox Say was the coolest song ever. The 4th grade library sleepover, Mrs. Raymond's library, the monkey bars, Ms. Merrill, we all remember her. And if anyone forgets, but we have Matthew Thurston, who's one of our classmates.
I like to look back at the memories that we had at AES. Back to those 3 Devlins and about like only 30 kids in the total school. Finding a dead cat in the sandbox. Really disgusting too. Forest grab recess where all the big kids used to beat us and we turned into bigger kids. And the whole 4th and 5th grade class consists of 9 kids. That's kind of sad.
And me and Max were sharing some memories from Woodstock. Cup stacking competition in the gym. And rug burns from the carpet gym floor at Woodstock. And releasing the salmon in the 5th grade in the river. And when Maddie Buck was the only girl who stayed around. Or when Gage fell asleep under the desk and missed lunch and started crying.
When a car caught fire during our field trips, our Grease performance in 5th grade, undefeated in 5th grade for soccer, and watching baby chicks hatch. And now being jumped.
So first up we have Adler Souther coming up to speak with us about something.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed listening and reminiscing reminiscing on some fond memories from CPS and all of the other elementary schools. I'm here to kind of continue that timeline and start talking about some fond memories from our middle school years. So to start off with maybe not the fondest memories, we could talk about Miss Putnam and that horrific year for 6th grade math and the perseverance it took for us to get through it. So kind of there you go. Kind of leading on that, kind of the early health classes, maybe a little bit early for our middle school eyes, but hey, it is what it is, right? But to kind of shift to a lighter note, I would like to mention the lights out dodgeball team and how we completely destroyed the competition during the tournament, only losing one game, and then later in the tournament coming back and winning against that team. That was awesome. And then also the Call of Duty tournaments we would have in our free time in 8th grade, and having like half of the class in those lobbies. It was nuts. It was like one of my reasons to come to school some of the days, not gonna lie. But to leave on a final note, to kind of bring it around full circle, would be the first couple weeks in 6th grade and passing by these seniors in the halls because we were a little bit more intermixed. And they walked with a certain confidence, almost like they had an answer to a question that we hadn't known. And now that we're here, about to graduate, I don't know my question. And I wonder where, like, searching for it's going to take me. And I wonder where you guys are going to go with searching for your question. So I hope you can think about that, kind of let it reminisce in the back of your head, and hopefully you can find that one day. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the night.
Next up is Liliana Johansson's song.
And after all's been said and done, who said it best? Were you the one? Let's just forget, leave it behind, and carry on. If you should find the time to speak, and speak to me, I'd never keep you from the final destiny. So carry on into the quiet I found. What you have lost, I've never found. I lost my nerve, yet peace surrounds. So carry on. Into the quiet I'm bound. What you have lost, I've never found. I lost my nerve, yet peace surrounds. So carry on. And now that all's been said and done, who said it best? Were you the one? Let's just forget, leave it behind, and carry on. Let's just forget, leave it behind, and carry on.
And now we have Timothy O'Connor coming up to say something too.
Thank you, Kane. You all look great in your caps and gowns, and I know it took a while to get here. I'd like to just start out by saying a couple of things. Mr. Leclerc, it's age before beauty. That's why you're after me. Okay, I want to start out my talk tonight by congratulating the class of 2021 on all their accomplishments throughout the 4 years here at Telstar High School. The last year and a couple of months definitely have been challenging, and you did it. I also want to thank the class and the class officers for asking me to talk tonight. It is truly an honor, and I named my speech A Message from Dad, and you will see why as you follow along. As I thought about what I was going to talk to you about tonight, a very special person came to mind, my dad. A picture of my dad is on my office door from a fishing trip, and it makes me think fond memories about the time that we had together. I remember a lot of wise and advice that my dad had for me. His name was John, and he was a guidance counselor, he was a teacher, and he wound up his career as an elementary principal. John could not understand long speeches or the purpose of them. Sorry, long speech writers. He would say, just get to the point, make people laugh a little bit, but have a meaningful message for everyone to remember what you had said to them that night. With those thoughts of my dad, and being a dad, a satellite teacher, and a coach, a 7 through 12 industrial arts tech ed teacher for 34 years, I have a lot of great advice for you. When you graduate tomorrow night and leave the walls of Telstar High School, you will be in the real world. You have been surrounded by teachers and standards in school to prepare you for that day, which I have a standard in my room that I would like to have it go with you. And the standard in my room is this. In room 220, just above my table saw, standard number 4, students will apply work ethic by demonstrating persistence, punctuality, creating quality work, being safe in the work environment. And I know Mrs. Lang will be happy that I'm using my standard. I want you to be a role model worker at whatever you do after graduation. In 7 Peaks, you created a 5-year plan. What will you be doing 5 years from now? Be persistent at making that plan work for you. Change in that plan is okay as long as you have a plan. Be punctual at all of your jobs, classes, and appointments. If you're not 10 to 15 minutes early, you're late. That's a quote from Mr. Lunny. Do quality work and be proud of what you do. A career that you enjoy will not feel like a job because you love it. 2 more bits of advice for you. Be safe. It is a world where you have to look out for you. The adults in your life will not be able to look out for you like they did in high school. And the last bit of advice, not in my standard, is to be polite to everyone. With the friendliest corner in the school, I tried to say good morning to everybody every day since you guys were in 6th grade. I would try to make your day cheery and make sure that you guys had a great day by saying hi or good morning or have a great day. Be polite means a lot to your peers, co-workers, family, and whoever you run into. In conclusion, I hope you listen to my advice and use this to make your future better. Dads know best. And I'm very proud of all of you, and I would be very happy to have any of you as my sons and daughters. Good luck with all that you do. Come back someday and let me know what you're up to. Sincerely, Mr. O'Connor.
Next is a poem by Isabella Connors.
The poem that I'll be reading is Ice by Gail Mazur. Sorry, I can't pronounce this. Okay. In the warming house, children red lacer skates, bending choked over their thick jackets. A fragrant stove keeps the place so cozy. It's hard to imagine why anyone would leave. Clumping across the frozen beach to the river, summer's always the same at River's Cove. First year ice, black, then thin, then white and deep, until the city sends trucks of men, with wooden barriers to cut up the boys' hockey rink. An hour of skating after school, trying all the figure eights, and our distances moved backwards without falling. Then, twilight, the warming house, steaming with girls pulling on boots, their chafed legs aching. Outside, the hockey players keep on playing, slamming around the black puck until it's dark, until supper. At night, a shy girl comes to the cove with her father. Although there isn't music, they glide arm in arm onto the blurred surface together. Braids like dancers, she thinks she'll never be so happy. Her melts will find her graceful, find her perfect. Skate with her in circles outside the empty rink forever. The reason why I chose this poem was because it reminded me of how my father inspired me to keep on moving forward with practicing with my skills in school and to be a learner. I chose this poem for my father. Thank you.
And now we have Shelby Gorman singing a song.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high. 'Cause there's always gonna be another mountain, I'm always gonna wanna make it move, always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong.
wanted to let you all know that. Next, we have Jewel saying a speech.
Okay, so I'm kind of going what Adler said about like bringing back memories and stuff. So I'm here to talk about high school. High school is something that many people look forward to, especially your junior and senior year. You get to look forward to homecoming, football games, prom, even decorating the walls in the hallway for winter carnival, and every year the worst wall always belonged to the freshmen. I want to take a trip to 4 years ago, Telstar Freshman Academy. It is the reason why I now know how to stand in a circle properly or get a frisbee into a trash can from 20 feet away. But most importantly, the year that all the teachers named us the most rambunctious and loud class that they've ever encountered in their numerous years of teaching. From purposely messing up the Wi-Fi to barking at teachers and making them cry, they 100% have the right to call us that. But nonetheless, we proceeded. We made it to sophomore year, the year that ended with our graded biology depending on whether or not we could combine 2 animals together, and many people didn't pass. Sophomore year became the year that we started to figure out who we are. We began to learn skills that eventually stick with us for life. We learned that high school is not just about being able to solve quadratic equations or how much you can procrastinate on that English paper until you put your grade in danger. Most of the high school taught us how to deal with people and how to deal with all 160 teenagers in our high school. Anyways, junior year, the year that started out being one of the best years. For instance, when the boys won the homecoming football game, when field hockey won their first game in 4 years, and when girls soccer went to the playoffs. We had no idea that our high school experience was about to change. We didn't realize that our junior winter carnival was the last dance that we would attend as high schoolers. We didn't realize that Friday, March 13th, would be our last normal day of classes. It was fine, right? It was like April break was getting extended by another week. But soon that week turned into a month, and a month became the rest of the school year. But we adapted, and for others, being remote gave them a time to excel in their academics. Some individuals who had struggled in school ended up making dean's lists or even high honors. Last but not least, senior year, the year that we struggled with what mask goes best with each outfit, but also the year that we became closer as a class. We bonded over the fact that we hate COVID and are willing to try to make this year be the best that we've ever had. While doing this, we made the best memories, and now we are off to meet them.
And now we have David LeClaire have a word with us.
Hello, and congratulations, class of 2021. I have to admit, I'm a bit mystified as to why you chose me to be one of your speakers here tonight. I couldn't figure out if you were fishing for compliments from somebody who gave you so few, or if you were expecting one last roast. Knowing you, I think the roast is slightly more likely. Problem is, with the roast, I've roasted you guys so much, I'm pretty much out of material, which is impressive given the number of opportunities you've given me. Besides, I like challenges. And what could be more challenging than compliments for the class of 2021? Well, at least that's what I thought, until I realized that some challenges are too big, even for my great ego. So then I started thinking about memories. It was hard. Psychological trauma causes the mind to suppress memories. So the memories are fuzzy at best. For example, I can easily remember Kane always had really good questions in class. Questions that seemed ideally suited to get the lesson off topic while keeping us within the bounds of social studies. I also remember Adler absorbing whatever I threw at the class, even Kane's sidelines. I remember Shelby stepping up to chase balls for a soccer game when nobody else would. I remember Dylan's grit in cross country and another Dylan's grit on the track. And Max. Well, honestly, I remember too much Max for anybody. I remember lots of laughter, a little disappointment, and a bunch of moments where I was happily surprised, even impressed. So as I struggled to dig up repressed memories, it occurred to me I couldn't remember imparting some of the most important grand lessons that I have to offer my students. So rather than let you guys escape without knowing them, and knowing that I have a captive audience, I thought I'd deliver them here. First grand lesson is in the form of a fable. A fable is a story that typically has a moral or a lesson at the end. This one has 3. Once upon a time, there was a little bird. This was a happy little bird, but while it was happy, it was also exceptionally lazy. No, guys, I'm not talking about you. In fact, the little bird was so lazy that when all the other birds flew south, it decided that it would stay where it was. At first, this plan worked well. Without all the other birds around, there was plenty to eat. But soon, it started to get cold, and food began to run out. The little bird realized that if it didn't fly south soon, it was going to die. So it took off. It started flying south as quickly as it could go. However, it didn't get far before ice formed on its wing, and it started to crash towards the ground. As it spiraled towards the ground, it spotted a barn with an open window. Desperate, it angled itself so that it crashed through the open window and into the barn. Once in the barn, the little bird truly grasped the enormity of its mistake. It began to cry out loud, "This is terrible! I'm cold, I'm starving, and I'm going to die." At that moment, a cow walked up to the little bird, lifted its tail, and covered the bird in a big pile of crap. Being in a whining mood, the little bird whined, "Oh great, just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, somebody crapped on me." But soon the bird realized that the crap was nice and warm, and it wasn't cold anymore. It also saw that the crap had lots of seeds that it could eat. Realizing that it wasn't going to freeze or starve, the little bird grew so happy that it began to sing. It was then that a cat walked into the barn, heard the bird singing, dug it out of the pile of crap, and ate it. I told you, this is a fable with 3 lessons. Here they are. 1, not everybody that craps on you is your enemy. 2, not everybody that gets you out of that crap is your friend. 3, if you're warm and happy and in a pile of crap, keep your mouth shut. Ordinarily, I let you reflect on those without comment. But in this case, I want to point out a graduation interpretation of the third. For years now, people have been telling you that you need a job that you like. To me, that's a very low bar to aspire to. It's nice if you like your job. It makes many things easier. But it's not the end-all, be-all of success. What you need is a job that allows you to enjoy your life. So, if your job is a pile of crap, as long as it keeps you warm and happy, keep your mouth shut. Second grand lesson. It's a quote that I got from somebody who used to edit my translating. He was my proverbial toughest cow. He would often say, especially when the subject of psychology was mentioned, God gave man free will, and man has been trying to give it back ever since. You will make decisions, and some of those decisions will go wrong. When that happens, you have a choice. You can give back the free will that God gave you and look for somebody or something to blame. Or you can embrace your free will, accept the consequences, learn from the experience, and move on. The third grand lesson is simply this. How smart you are depends far more on where you're standing than what's between your ears. If you can grasp that, you will quickly realize that every person around you has dignity and value. You see, every person has at least one place where they can stand and be a genius, where they can be the super genius. One day, you might find yourself standing in a place where you feel like a fool. On that day, some other person may very well be the genius that saves you from the calamity. Every one of you has dignity and value. Real talent, real sophistication, real intelligence lies in finding that dignity and value in yourselves and in others. Always remember that you too have a place where you are the super genius. Unfortunately, not everybody who craps on you is a cow like the one in the fable. Some people seem to take joy in tearing others down. I tend to feel sadness for those people because they are so far away from realizing their own dignity, their own value, that the only thing they seem able to do is to degrade the dignity and value of others. Don't let them. While it's inevitable that you will encounter people like that, and while it's possible that at some time they might get under your skin and bring you down, it's not inevitable that they should leave a lasting negative impact on your sense of dignity and value. If ever a person like that should begin to bring you down, I challenge you to do this. Stand in front of a mirror and remind yourself that there are places where you are the genius, and that one of those places is being yourself. Because being yourself is the most dignified and valuable thing that you can ever be. Unless, of course, you can be Batman. Class of 2021, may you stand in your place of genius enough to be happy and step out of that place enough to grow. Telstar was lucky to have you. The world is lucky to get you. The question is not whether you are ready for the world. The question is the world ready for you? Thank you.
Now we have Faces Phone with Madison Buck, Brooklyn Kimball, Max Cruz, and Shelby Cole.
For those of you who didn't know, we had to write poems about every single one of you. So I hope you enjoy. I'm sorry. Okay. Steven, you're leaving. You're very tall and you're known by all. You don't go to school much, but that's okay. Maybe you'll get to school someday. Robbie has lots of hobbies and looks pretty tough. You will always hear him talking about trucks and stuff. Henry is very friendly. He loves his chickens and NASCAR. We will know he will go far. Lila is very friendly and likes to chat. She can cook and soon she'll be wearing a chef hat. We'll miss your smile and hope you continue to go the extra mile. Dylan Bouchard. Deeboo, what would we do without you? There's no one else we would want to go through high school with. He likes football and is kind of tall. You always make everyone laugh and continue to make your own path. Caitlin Buck brings us good luck. She always makes you smile and goes the extra mile. She wants to be a teacher and she's a high reacher. Maddie Buck. Maddie Buckets is one of a kind, and she has a brilliant mind. She'll be a teeth cleaner and we'll miss seeing her. Isabella. Bella is super smart and has a good heart. She's a good classmate and we can't wait to see what future she creates. And Ava. Ava is going to be a CNA and we wish she could stay. She will do great things and we can't wait to see everything.
Olivia. In soccer, Olivia is a great defender and she's one of the nicest ever. In her right car, she goes room, and in the future, we know she'll zoom. Teddy. Theodore has a lot in store. He plays football and is always going to be on call. He's going to be a cop so the criminals he can stop. Dylan D. Close. Dylan loves horses and her painting skills are up to par. Her determination and grit will take her far. She's going to New York for college where she will gain so much knowledge. Orion. Orion's mom is very cute. 13 years is what he shoots. He also fishes on the ice and he thinks the water is very nice. Julianne. Julie, determined and kind is what she is truly. After high school, she plans to be a CNA. With her determination, there is nothing that can stand in her way. Madeline. Madeline is an equestrian where she's and as sweet as she can be. There's nobody who can disagree. She likes her big boy trucks and working on the farm. She always brings a smile and her charm. Autumn to school, she doesn't like to go to school. She has 2 dogs and a Jeep. You can't deny she is a bad bleed. Austin is a buff guy. Some would say he's pretty fly. He likes his truck just as much as he likes making big bucks. Caden is a god at badminton. He loves his video games and is not hidden. Next year he plans to take a gap year to prepare for his technology career.
Lily. Lily is so silly. She's going to New Hampshire to learn more about musical theater. She plays her roles and meets her goals. Brooklyn. Rookie. In sports, she's no rookie. She's pretty cool and she's going to Farmington for school. She wants to teach PE with her degree. Max. Max really likes to ski. If you see him on the slopes, he is no joke. He seems to be smart and we will be sad to see him part. Jameson. Jameson did reach an eye and his future sure will shine. He's a firefighter and we hope in his future he will shine brighter. Darren likes to play video games and his rap game is not lame. If you find him on SoundCloud, you should subscribe because it's a vibe. Shelby. Shelby's bright future is a guarantee. She's going to Orono to get her degree. We will miss seeing her next year. Good luck with your speech pathology career. Davin. Basketball and football are Davin's fave, but sometimes he doesn't know how to behave. He is a strong athlete, and with his drive, there's no goal he can't meet. Rachel Miller is a killer. Her fashion sense is divine, and she is one of a kind. She's going to England to become a filmmaker. There's nowhere where her future can't take her. Asa. Asa works real hard. He has a dirt bike and a car. We know he's going to go far. Next year, he's going to CMCC, and his bright future is guaranteed. Shane always makes us laugh, and he would do anything on his behalf. He is going out west and will continue to do his best. Romeo, Romeo, there's no way you'll know me out. How much we will miss you. Thanks for being the class griller. We know your future will be a thriller. Tristan likes to read, and his future is big indeed. He's planning on taking a gap year and will work to further his career. Kane's got a big truck that sounds like it's gonna blow up. He likes getting crazy, and after graduation, he's going into the Navy. Dylan Smith likes to run cross country and track and carries the team on his back. For college, he is going to Pennsylvania, but don't forget that you'll always be a Maina. Addie is a baddie. Adler. He has curly hair, and someone like Adler is very rare. He works at a camp in the summer. When he leaves, it will be a bummer. Julius Woods is up to no goods. He is going to UMO and will continue to grow. We wish you success and can't wait to see your progress. Jewel, you rule, Jewel, you rule in and outside of school. You're going to Roanoke to enjoy the sunshine, but don't forget that you're divine.
And that's all for face poems. And last but not least, we have Ms. Frazier doing the senior slideshow.
Straight laced and married up now. You ain't fooling me, was long ago. We tore the roof off that one red light town. And hey darling, sipping that red wine, all classy kick back on the couch. You smile and I see it, shooting tequila, shutting down college bars down. And no matter how much time goes by, and no matter how much we grow up, for worse or for better, from now till forever, I'll always remember you. Hey babies, crawling on the carpet, no you won't be that little for long. One day you'll move away, but you still gonna stay this innocent after you're gone. 'Cause no matter how much time goes by, and no matter how much you grow up, for worse or for better, from now till forever, I'll always remember you. Oh, 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 oh. Under the lamppost back on 6th Street, hearing you whisper through the phone, wait for me to come home. School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile. I'm about to grow with a surge of that well-known sadness, and I have to sit down for a while. The feeling that I'm losing her forever, and without really entering the world, I'm glad whenever I can share my laughter, that funny girl. Slipping through my fingers all the time, I try to capture the feeling, slipping through my fingers all the time. Do I really see what's in mine each time I think I'm close to knowing? She keeps on growing, slipping through my fingers all the time. Sleep in our eyes, her and me at the breakfast table. Baby's awake, I let precious time go by. Then, when she's gone, there's that odd melancholy feeling and a sense of guilt I can't deny. What happened to those wonderful adventures? The places I had planned for us to go. Some of them we did, but most we didn't, and I just don't know. Slipping through my fingers all the time, I try to capture every minute, the feeling in it. Slipping through my fingers all the time. Do I really see what's in mine each time I think I'm close to knowing? She keeps on growing, slipping through my fingers all the time. Sometimes I wish that I could freeze the picture and save it from the funny trace of time, slipping through my fingers. School bag in hand, she leaves home in the early morning, waving goodbye with an absent-minded smile. You know there's a line that goes by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. Childhood starshine, always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. Won't be wasted time, always stay humble and kind. where you're going, don't forget, turn back around. And help the next one in line, always stay humble and kind. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones that ate. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. 'Cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember, and I didn't know pain. When I believed in forever, everything would stay the same. Now my heart feels like December when somebody saved me. 'Cause I can't reach out to call. you at the time of your life. When the dogwoods start to bloom and the crickets hum to tune, that's usually about the time that I feel the most alone. But the news is always bad, and the whole world seems so sad. I ain't had much else going on, so I sat down and wrote this song. I miss my mom, miss my dad, miss the road, miss my band, giving hugs and shaking hands. It's a mystery, I suppose, just how long this thing goes. There'll be crowds and there'll be shows, and there will be light after dark. Someday we are 6 feet apart. First thing that I'm gonna do is slide on in some corn blue and take the whole damn family out, buy my buddies all around, pay some extra on the tab, catch a movie, catch a cab, watch a ball game from the stands, while we overwash my hands. I miss my mom, miss my dad, miss the road, miss my band, giving hugs and shaking hands. Well, it's a mystery, I suppose, just how long this thing goes. There'll be crowds and there'll be shows, and there will be light after dark. Someday we are 6 feet apart. I miss my mom, I miss my dad, I miss the road, I miss my band, giving hugs and shaking hands. Well, it's a mystery, I suppose, just how long this thing goes. There'll be crowds and there'll be shows, and there will be light after dark. Someday we are 6 feet apart. There will be light after dark. Someday we are 6 feet apart. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the plans we flew, the things we've been through. That I'm standing right here talking to you. Found another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be waiting for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when
see you again. First you both go out your way in the vibe is feeling strong. It was small, turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost. And when love